I don't know what the fuck happened. I pushed the button and it sounded crazy.
As you can see,
so I left.
The more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
It works now.
And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out.
I swear, this type of shit makes me want to just pre-record and then upload like it's live. I'm so ready for that because anytime it's an update, we have a catastrophe in this fucking place. Are we good? Yeah, we're good. Everything works now. Way to go. Showed everybody the stupid deck, and then it took a complete shit and ruined the whole show. Welcome back to the Kasabian Lavoe Show. Let's get into it. It's the first of the month. I don't care if it's the second. I had something deep to say. Oh, this ain't right at all. What is this? What is this? Why? I gotta set up the whole shit. All right, we're finally recording. Y'all missed the chair break, but it doesn't matter. We're here. We in here. Oh yeah, it's December, bitch. It's a bad bitch birthday month. Ah shit. Nah, if we start pre-recording and pretending to be live, I'm down. Oh, we need a new studio manager. You start the new year by getting fired. Thing. What's going on, beautiful people? Hey, we having a wonderful day. Hey. Walmart's never gonna pay us. I'm gonna do hand dances. Can't put it in frame though, because they don't pay. Oh, why is it cutting so fast? Oh, it's Friday. It's Kasabian. Kasabian Lavoe Show. Okay, so my chair's stationary because it broke right before the show started. Like, I sat down and it went BOW! Like the whole shit. Lights was flying. I think I tripped a wire up, so that's why we just cut the show, because I literally was gonna say, fuck it, I'm out. I'm just done. But we're here. How's everybody doing? I'm well. Thank you for asking. It's Friday, right? How exciting. It's Friday. All right, let me scooch my fucking fat ass this way. Okay. What just happened? Why do things keep happening? Hey, we got a great show today. Welcome back to the Kasabian Lavoe Show live from Las Vegas. I forgot we were recording. I thought we were just on the camera, so everybody that listens to the pod is gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm sorry. I got hiccups, but I'm good. Welcome back to the Kasabian Lavoe Show, episode 395. 5 more episodes away from episode 400. Hopefully we crack that before the end of the year. That's a big deal, episode 400. Yeah, 400, that's a big deal, that's a big deal. On top of that, it's been a long fucking year. And this month we'll have fun talking about all the stuffs that's been happening. And yeah, we in here. No slowing down now. Everything takes off now. It's full throttle, and what comes next is the fun part, right? I think we finally got the formula down. We sprinkled a little bit of spice and something nice and chemical X, and get a couple phone calls. You get phone calls when it's right. We had a long show today, so maybe not. Maybe I'll knock this out. The Liver King was exposed because he's obviously. Anyway, we'll talk about the Liver King. Don't throw your microphones in your shows. Record labels buying albums and sales is nothing new. Nothing has changed. This has been going on for many, many years. But when trolls get together and find out that Atlantic is buying streams and paying for bots to comment on YouTube videos, well, we got to talk about that. It's not a new thing. It's just this is how they changed the game. FHA loans are going up to $1 million. Right now in Nevada, the FHA loan limit is 426 or is it 446? I think it's one of those. Not really too sure. It's one of those. If you really look around the market right now, a 5 to 6 bedroom house is about $1 million. That's just what it is. And they're selling like hotcakes. Credit score tips. It's Friday. I try to keep it to money on Fridays. So we're talking mortgages, talking credit. Definitely got to stack your bread. It's a good thing to spend right now, but not spend frivolously, okay? Also, Omi. Omi was like one of my biggest episodes, the whole Omi and the Hellcat thing, the stream wars that we did for like the whole fucking summer and the beginning of the year. And Omi's back in the news, and that like, bro, so much money, just dumb as a pile of shit, bro. Dumb as fuck. Metropolitan Police in Las Vegas stopped a mall terrorist. We'll talk about that because that shit was crazy. And sometimes you just got to keep an eye on your neighbors. Just got to keep an eye on your fucking neighbors. Anyway, the Liver King, Diamo. Oh, somebody calling me? Oh. Okay, remember how I told y'all last time that it goes to the pad and shit? Bro, the whole studio is wired up. Just however. And I bet you they just did this shit. Did they? The Wall Street Journal. We'll get into it. I'm pretty sure it's fucked up too now. They've done this now fucking 3 times, and I'm really getting over it. I don't know who the fuck is we're doing a whole show like nobody's here. I just don't understand why they keep on allowing them to even push the notification through. Didn't we turn it off? It's Friday, like for real. It feels like a Friday. Oh, that's not right at all. Bear with us. So the Liver King, and that's wrong. I hate using this little thingy. Pause. The controls in this whole studio is Apple. So everything goes from Apple device to Apple device to Apple device to Apple device. And when one person calls any of my iCloud devices, it goes off everywhere and fucks up the vocal recognition on the teleprompter, which causes fucking problems. So to the asshole that continues to fucking call and get your call pushed through, I promise you, it's not good for you. I'm gonna fucking throw rocks. Throw rocks. All right, it's getting hot in here, and I'm getting irritated. Oh, no, we've been irritated. Yeah, we've been irritated. Yeah. Y'all can't even hear them. The Liver King has finally confessed to his sins. Do you not know who the Liver King is? The Liver King's like the Muffin Man. He's just this big fluffy ass white dude that's been going around the country telling people to eat balls and eat liver. And that's what's going to make you buff, brother. He's like the version of Hulk Hogan we never wanted. Like the one that doesn't wrestle or do anything. He just came out of nowhere and he was telling people that he did meat. He just ate raw meat and that's what made him so buff. But he had a bubble gut. He had the face of a man that does steroids. He had the face of a man that does testosterone, human growth, all types of shit. It wasn't the face of a man that sucked fucking cow balls for protein. It's impossible, dude. He got mad when they called him out on his shitty ass 6-pack because it looks fake. It does look fake. You have a bubble gut and you went down to DR and got the fake abs. Like, you look fucking crazy. I get it. You want to inspire people. That's cool, but you're a psychopath and you need to get checked into a fucking mental institute. It doesn't sound like me. I should sock you out. Oh, he's finally here. No, go walk your dog, bro. Go walk your dog. I already know what you're doing. The Liver King didn't only use his facade and his body type to trick you into buying shit like those thotties do on Instagram, but he lied to people by telling them that he was eating meat and that's how he got that physique, and then to take his products. That's where the line was fucking crossed. You can go around eating all the balls you want to eat, but you're not going to sit here and tell people that if they want to look like you, they got to eat balls too. That's bullshit. What did Mike say? What did Mike have a slogan? No, whatever. You know what? Stop eating cow balls. It doesn't do shit for you. And just work out and take steroids. Like, why are people so fucking surprised that it just takes taking steroids and working out hard as fuck? Just take steroids. What are you talking about? Who the fuck wants to work out, right? You know what the real secret is to steroids, which I know people always get so upset about steroids. You can take steroids and sit your fat ass on the couch and nothing's going to happen. It doesn't take away from the fact that he worked out and he made that physique. True shit. He really did work on it. The six-pack might be fake, but that comes with bubble gut. That's because all the organs inside of the belly start to expand because of the human growth and sometimes the shitty fucking steroids, but a lot of guys get bubble gut. Like, I was just watching Chandler fight on the UFC fight that he just had. He got bubble gut from fucking steroid use. Like, it's a thing. Or human growth, really. But it's a thing. Like, once you start taking that shit, I've avoided it for a reason. Once you start taking that shit, you got to stick to it. The workout is intense. The eating is very intense. It's very expensive. I might have dabbled. I was doing like 7,000 calories a day. I weighed 145 pounds and I was eating 7,000 calories a day. It was crazy time. You can't take away from the hard work. So I do give him that. But him being a piece of shit snake oil salesman, whatever, bro. If you want to believe him and eat balls, go ahead. Come this way. I'm stop. Oh, okay. Loner really on his shit today. Loner, good. I'm glad you walked the dog. I got a show coming out that might be on Facebook. We're debating. Well, not debating it. We're just negotiating. But it's called Actual Size, and I'll fit in the phone, top to bottom. I'm going to talk to you about that. Hey, I got a song I got to send you, too. The Guns N' Roses, lead singer of Guns N' Roses, he threw his microphone in the crowd after his show, and it hit a lady right here. I don't know if you know what happens when you get hit right here. Just hard enough, like right above. It's like there's the bridge of the nose, right? But there's like a sweet spot right at where the bone and the cartilage meet. And if you bing that motherfucker just right, you can dot both the eyes, some cheeks a little bit, and make the whole face look like a bee stung him. So this poor patron was in the crowd watching her favorite band, and what happened? Fwabada, boop, ate the microphone, 2 black eyes, broken nose, forehead cracked open. In a fight, if you throw the right hit, you can get that same effect, but you gotta crack the shit out of him. Learn that in karate. Yeah, don't throw your microphone. Learn a couple things when you're on stage. Don't throw your microphone. Don't drop your microphone, and don't walk in front of the speakers too close in the back. Not the front monitors, the speakers. Speakers and monitors are different. And if you walk across a speaker holding the mic too close, that should go wee and hurt your ears. And my ears have been ringing for 20 fucking years because of that. So, here's wrong button. I believe in purchasing your own Kool-Aid, I guess. Oh, God. Especially after all the conversations that we've been having. Let's have some fun. I do it on my lonely. When you want top, it get lonely. All right, let's laugh. So I've been talking shit to a couple local people lately because they've been talking shit. And I can't. Spotify doesn't cut plaques. Neither does iTunes. CD Baby does. And there's a bunch of other platforms online where you could buy plaques and you could put all types of random numbers on it and put all types of seals on it. For an artist to get a RIAA certification, they have to pay for the membership. Surprise. It's really not that fucking... All the secrets that people make it seem that there are, that's how you do it. You want to know how to get on Billboard? 450 copies. It's 400, but do 450 pre-sale. Buy them yourself. Set your album or your single at 69 cents. Purchase 400 copies of 420 copies. You'll be on Billboard. As an artist, it's pretty lucrative to say that you were on Billboard. Just do it. I do it all the time when the album comes out. You just want to hit Billboard that first week just to tell them you did. It doesn't mean anything. You won't even sit on Billboard that long. Now, you have people using the iTunes charts. Yeah, it doesn't really correlate to today. I seen people's album on the iTunes charts next to Lil Wayne's Lollipop. Your single is not charting next to Lollipop. That song is 20 years old. You're nowhere near whatever the fuck Lollipop is doing. So why is your album by there? That chart is not well. That chart's a fucking mess. So those iTunes charts, and they change like instantaneously. So I don't really hold too much weight on those. But labels have to put on the perception and to put the look on and to make their artists look good. And that's cool. I just like calling them out on it because what's the point of making a bunch of people broke? More people go broke doing music than make money. It's a lose-lose when you jump into the game and you don't have a real business plan, and pretending to be successful is probably one of the worst things that we can do as artists. And we all do it. I remember doing that shit. I would act like we was fucking popping. The difference between acting like you were popping and you're popping is honestly how you carry yourself. Because once it came, I stopped. Bro, I barely even wear my chains out. They gonna beat me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't wear my chains out all the time. If there's an event, there's a situation, I will. But like, yeah, I mean, that was the only time, like, when we had to dress the attire, you would see us looking like rappers. But outside of that, once we started making money, we looked like bums. We just wore basketball shorts all the time and sweats. Like, there's really no point in faking it. My kids have lived in the house their whole lives. My son is 18. Like, I think I did a great job, right? So, as a unsuccessful, broke rapper, I'll explain to you what Atlantic's been doing. And it happens all the time. And it's real easy today. I think now, as a record label or as somebody that watches the numbers, you can really pay attention to who's doing what by watching numbers. And in the content era, music doesn't last but a week. So it's a lie if you think your song is going to drag a whole year. There's only 3 people that get that fucking privilege, and you're not one of them. That's just the truth. Like, unless you blow up, don't worry. Your goal is to make money. Like, I don't know why the popularity thing has always been... Popularity in music is always a weird thing, right? Because some people do make money off being popular, but not all people. And then the lies, it's all cloak and dagger or hidden secrets. And, oh, I'm not going to tell you how I make music. I'm not going to teach you how I do this, because they don't know. The real honest to God truth is, if you spend $300 on a plaque that says you have 10,000 spins on Spotify, you're fucking stupid. Take that $300 and spend that shit into marketing, or at least building your career. Like, $300 for a fake plaque isn't going to do anything, especially when you perform local and it doesn't make you any money. Like, look what happened with Sweetie. 12 million followers and all you can sell is 2,000 copies. Your content's trash. You're more of a personality than a musician. Musicians these days have to play both roles of personality / musician, and it's very, very difficult because a lot of y'all don't know how to make content. The difference between content and music is huge. Most music is boring. All you get's 3 minutes. How do you keep selling that same 3-minute song over and over all day? You can't. There's no fucking way. Today, with all the numbers in front of you, though, you can really see who's bullshitting. A lot of the YouTube pages with fake likes and shit is obvious to tell because it'll have like 1,000 plays, 2,000 plays, 20,000 plays, 4 likes, no comments. The engagement's always off. Like, how do you have 1,000 subs? Do you know how hard it is to get 1,000 subs on YouTube? I'm not fucking falling for nobody's fake numbers. It is so hard to get 1,000 subs. From a person that's on YouTube every single day consistently, to get 1,000 subs is difficult as fuck. And I'm not really as consistent as I should be. So when you see artists that got 1,000 subs, 1,500 subs, it's bullshit. The TikTok numbers, it's all bullshit. You can see it. Record labels ain't fooling nobody. Y'all don't remember streaming farms? They get a bunch of cell phones to play a bunch of shit and get your streams up. Tidal got hit over the head because Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kanye, and all the head art, and Rihanna, I believe, I'm snitching. All the head artists were getting more spins. They were getting more purchases than people that were even on the platform. For example, if they had 1 million people that used Tidal, everybody on there was selling like 1.3 million. At least those top 5. How are you selling 1.3 million when there's only 1 million users? You see what I'm saying? Labels do this shit all the time. Cash Money was always known for buying 1 million records. That was a thing. A lot, bro. In the early 2000s, they would buy hard copies and hand them shits out. How do you think the radio station hands out CDs? There was a point in time when they started counting spins. So if you're first, like, this is why the music game is so confusing. But if we talked about the business, then you would see a lot of these motherfuckers that sit out there and say they're doing it. They're just not. It's not true. It's not true. 1 million spins on Spotify or on iTunes, that shit's like $7. Like, stop letting these motherfuckers lie to you. Especially when you pay for it. It costs you more to get the fake million spins than it does to get them genuinely and like really bring in the money. Like that's how stupid you look when you do stupid shit like this. Like Saweetie having 13 million followers and not being able to convert. That's just bad business. That's bad business. There's no fucking way that somebody sat there and let her do that shit. Yeah, Cash Money back in the day would buy 1 million records. Hell, and hand them shits out. But shit in the early, 2015 to 2018 or some shit, or 2013, they started counting. So your first week streams, if your first single went platinum or you got enough streams on it, the whole album was platinum. That was bullshit. They were starting to do the bundle packs. So if you sold tickets to your concert, those tickets counted as sales. That was bullshit. If you look at YouTube, the reason why YouTube is so awesome to watch is because you can see the genuine growth in real people that are doing it, right? So when Latin artists put out music and they get 70 billion plays and 9 million comments and likes and dislikes and hearts and this and that, it's genuine. When you have a fake following that you paid for and the bots can't even keep up, one, the people that are savvy are going to see right through your bots. Just a bunch of random ass fucking emojis. Like Atlantic has way too many artists and have way too much money to have the cheap bots. Put your bread up. The fucked up thing is, it's just ruining your artist and ruining what you have as a product. If you focus on just making money with your artist, I think you would do so much better. So much better. Nobody's going to beat out NBA Youngboy on YouTube. None of you. There's nobody in the fucking NBA Youngboy is huge. Pause. You can't stop his YouTube. There's just nobody. There's very few artists that like command a platform. NBA Youngboy, he runs YouTube. Like even like the Spanish artists are probably the only artists that can give him a run for his money. That's it. Stop buying bots and stop faking your plays. Don't nobody believe that shit, and bills are still due. So when you sit there and spend money trying to pretend to be successful, what's the point? Google how much it costs to keep 5 kids in private school, and then you tell me how successful and not successful an unemployed motherfucker's been for the past fucking 20 years. Bro, it's beyond me. Atlantic buying plays, that's new? Bro, how about when I learned, so I got, I hate talking about my career was trash. Whatever, I had a production deal and it went well. That's all I got to say. Let's get into these stories. Liver King's a cocksucker. I don't give a shit. This non-turning chair is so shit. Oh, we didn't do anything today, did we? We didn't record it. We didn't do nothing. Oh, Susan, what a day. Did we stop? No, we started. All right. Let's get into these stories. If you're looking to buy a home, right now is a great time to pay attention to the market to see where you stand. Because interest rates are so high, prices have gotten prices have doubled. Let's just be honest. Because of interest rates and because of the way the market's moving, prices are up. So you might not be able to afford the same amount of house you could about a year ago or even 2 years ago, and things are getting tough. But with home prices going up, that means you got to put more down. That's a big issue because it's just bad business to put more down. Nobody wants to spend more down. I want to put the bare minimum and get the maximum back. So if 3.5% is what I need to put down, I'd rather put down 3% than 20%. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me to put down $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 into a house that I plan to get that money right back. And especially if I can't get it right back, I'm going to have an issue with it because that's business. But then as a homeowner, they'll fuck you and tell you to spend $50K to get the house and not show you how to get your money back and take care of yourself and your family. That is so fucking irritating to me. I was just talking to my wife about this. $1 million loan is $5,000. Why doesn't that apply to homes? Even with interest rate. What the fuck are we talking about? I can go get a business loan right now and buy. Here we go again. It's big back, bro. I got a big back. I got a big back. I got a big back. This is what we doing now? I got a big back. How you want this to go? How you want this to go? I got a big back though. How you want this to go? I got a big back. I'll beat your ass. Right now, FHA loan maxes out at different amounts according to what state you live in. For example, here in Nevada, I believe it's 440 or 426 or 446. Anything after that, you got to cover or go find another loan to cover that loan, which is usually difficult as fuck. And it's so wasteful. So they're bumping up the FHA to give higher amounts, which is great. About fucking time, especially for those that are looking for new homes, because you see how expensive they are. It's going to take more out of pocket. Nobody wants to spend more out of pocket. They've even been talking about 40-year mortgages. Like a 40-year note? You know how cheap that would be? Oh man, bruh. You can do damage. Stories out of Wall Street Journal. Let's get some music playing. Get it started. You see, I got my little gray chair. You can't even see the back on the fucking shit. Look, I'm just floating. Okay. All I saw was big and black, and then I was like, this guy is really on one. I do it on my lonely. I just want to know why Joe kept on bringing up all the butt stuff when he was talking about men being liberated. Like, what the fuck is with Joe, bro? It was the worst Patreon episode yet. I'm not happy with that. Whoever the fuck Melissa brought, when Melissa's like, oh my God, watch what they're about to do. They're gonna make magic. Oh my God, watch. Bitch, what the fuck are you doing? This is a 10-year fucking show. Get the fuck out of here. How embarrassing was that? Yeah, Joe like getting his diaper changed. Hey man, censor that. What's wrong with you? The stories out of the Wall Street Journal. To qualify for a $1 million mortgage, Americans typically have to make a down payment of at least 20% of the home's price. Starting next year, some buyers could put down as little as 3%. This is a big deal. Don't ever put up more than you need to. When you go buy a car, fuck a down payment. That shit goes into their pockets. When you put it down on the car, it doesn't bring your loan down. If you got a $22,000 car and you put $2,000 down, you don't get a $20,000 loan. That's not how that works. Like, the car industry's so shit. Don't pay them nothing. And when you get a house, pay the minimum. Fuck it. Just don't put yourself in a monthly payment that you can't afford. But don't go spending 30 and 40 G's up front. You know how hard it is to make 30 and 40 G's? Just throw it away in one hit. If you do that, make sure you can refi or do something to get your money back. Like, I just don't see that. There's no point. I don't like that. The cap for a home loan backed by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac rises to 1.893. Well, maybe I should say it out. 1,089,300 next year. In a few expensive markets, including Los Angeles and New York, up from 970,800. Now, a $970,000 loan does sound good, but today you get priced out pretty fucking fast if you're not at $1 million. There's a whole neighborhood that just got built right by my neighborhood, and I thought they were gonna be like in the low fours, maybe like 550, 600. Nah, they're like 9 and like 1.2. So even if you got the $1 million loan, you still gotta come up with 200 out of your pocket just to qualify. And jumbo loans are a bitch. The Federal Housing Finance Agency, or FHFA, said Tuesday that higher limits mean borrowers can qualify for bigger loans without needing to take out jumbo mortgages, which aren't federally backed and have more stringent requirements for income, credit, and down payments. A jumbo loan is what you would get for anything over $600,000. You got to have a lot more money in the bank. They ask for a bigger down payment. The rates are different. They're a lot different. Some people even take out 2 loans, which is just a whole fucking mess. But it is a thing. For most parts of the country, federal-backed mortgage limits will rise to $726,200 for. Wow, that's not bad. Is that what we're getting here in Nevada? Okay, for a 2022 maximum of $647,200, the agency said. The limits are calculated annually using a formula that factors in average housing prices, which have been on the rise, and the majority of mortgage loans are federally guaranteed. In October, 12.5% of for sale homes were priced at or above $1 million. In quotes, buyers aren't by any means getting a bargain, but needing to save $30,000 for a down payment rather than $200,000 can make a home buyer. Yeah, I mean, it can make the home buying experience more reasonable. That puts you in the $1 million range. That's a big deal. Being in the $1 million range, that's a big deal. Especially, you just got to put up 30. That's light, because I'm putting up 30 and I'm getting way smaller than $1 million. All right, what else? I found this kind of disturbing. The school's putting sensors under desks. There were heat sensors, which is very strange. Why? What? As a parent, I will take that heat sensor and beat the shit out of whoever came up with this idea to put something under the desk where my child's no-no areas are. The kids from this school found the devices and hacked them. Good for them. We'll talk about this. Stories of the Vice. In October, the university quietly introduced heat sensors under desks without notifying students or seeking their consent. Well, that should be illegal. Students removed the devices, hacked them, and they were able to force the university to stop its surveillance. Good job, kids. Early in October, Senior Vice, what is his name? Provost David Oh, he's fancy. Installed monitor sensors under all the desks at the school. The sensors were installed at night without students' knowledge or consent and were pressed for an explanation. And when pressed for an explanation, students were told that this was a part of a study on desk usage. They must think these kids are stupid, right? So let me tell you what the kids did. They left them on there for a little while, and as time went on, a couple of the kids in one of the coding classes figured out how to rip that thing apart. Here's something special. That school specializes in surveillance and cybersecurity. They hacked every single one and wrote no with all of them on the wall. The school never had a real explanation. Nobody knows what the fuck is going on over there. And what do you mean you have heat sensors to see how much desks are being used? They're trying to come up with some bullshit telling you that they want to see if people use desks anymore. You obviously use a fucking desk. It's a little difficult to just sit there and do schoolwork, dumbass. And not telling kids that you're going to put monitors and sensors right by their no-no parts? I don't think so, cowboy. I'm not with that shit. Now, it's very weird, right? Credit scores suck ass. Credit is so necessary, and we yet have a clear path as to how to use credit. I'm here to help. So I didn't know how to use credit up until the past couple years. Being honest, I worked in an industry in which you were paid, and as an independent contractor, you kind of just get lump sums of money, you pay your taxes and pay your bills. So life was different because I didn't get a check on Friday like everybody. I didn't get taxes at the top of the year. I didn't get unemployment when COVID hit. Like, that wasn't a thing for, here we go, the hand thing. That wasn't a thing for us as independent contractors. But what I didn't learn was credit. And a lot of places wouldn't give you credit when you make lump sums like this, especially when I didn't have like any assets. Like, I was just out there buying random shit that I didn't need. I was a kid. I didn't fucking know. Nobody taught me about credit. But today, my monthly expenses range between $5,000 to $10,000. So about $7,000 of that 5 to 10 will be credit cards. I'll just swipe my card for better reasons than one would think. One, your credit card has more security than your debit card. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't even use a debit card. I have one, but I try not to even touch it. I love Chime. Chime allows you to have your credit card and your debit card and savings, all that bullshit. But you could throw money on that secure card and keep on using it. That's cool and all, but it doesn't really build your credit as fast as a traditional credit card. So even though Chime does do a great job of helping you establish credit, you want to get yourself a credit card with a decent line on it and run it. You got to use it consistently. Pay it consistently. Understand that if it has a percentage of 17, I mean, I've seen 27, 28% on credit cards. It sucks. Pay it on time, pay it before, but use it consistently and watch how your score goes up fast. The way to get ahead in this country is debt. I know it sounds crazy, but it's not easy cash flow and everything. It really isn't. And on average, let's just be honest, the averages are against us. I love Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey changed my life, but I've not met people that make the range of money that Dave Ramsey speaks to on a daily basis. He talks to probably 15 people, and within those 15 conversations, they all make over 150, 120. That's not a common conversation. These are just idiots that make a lot of money and don't know how to take care of their shit. I was a young kid in the music industry and I didn't know how to build credit. And I learned that now. The funny thing was, I opened my store because I had a house. Like, that was why they funded it. Like, we had the cash for it. I said no. So I borrowed against my house instead of putting up the cash so I could start my store. And that was when I started to think, this whole not having credit thing is fucking stupid. Ramsey had me spending cash on everything. And cash flow this, cash flow that. No, motherfucker. You know how expensive it is to rent out a storefront? It was $13,000 a month. It's not cheap. $13,000 a month. Plus employees. Oh my, bro, Ramsey's tripping. Use credit. Trust me. It's not as difficult as our parents make it seem, and you don't want to be afraid of it. The world revolves around this. You not having good credit is beyond me. The best tip that I'll ever give you about credit is pay your fucking bills. Motherfuckers love borrowing money, not paying it back. Stop getting fake CPNs and using kids' social securities. You know, I come from the era when your parents put your name on their bills. That's how I know I ain't grow up with my mama. My name ain't on none of her fucking phone bills or power bills. But I come from that era where you would put your kids' names on shit and you wouldn't take care of your own shit. You would run up your debt and not take care of it. It was just a generation of no accountability and fuckery. If you take care of your bills and pay them and run that credit up, life is so much easier. Do you know how good it is to go into a dealership and not have to haggle? Like, you're literally negotiating prices because you can, not because you have to. And a lease, although people say leases aren't good, today, the fuck they are. Get you an electric car and get that bitch on a lease. You don't have to fix anything. They take care of everything. And in 3 years, renegotiate, buy it, or give it back. Stop. Bro, there's so many programs and systems in place that people are afraid of. It's beyond me. Sorry. Beyond me. But let's talk about this credit score, these perfect credit scores, and what's really going on, and tips on how to get these credit scores up and keep them up. CNBC, credit. If you don't use it, you lose it. Like they said in 40-Year-Old Virgin, you have to just keep on using it. That's how that works. While achieving a perfect 850 credit score is rare, it's not impossible. About 1.3% of consumers have one. That's it. 1.3% of consumers. It's a couple million people. There's 300 million of us here in America. So of a few million, just like 7, 8, maybe even 10 million, maybe even 100 million. It's not that much. It's really not that much at all. Let's just say it's 10 million. That because it's consumers only. Let's just say it's 10 million to have that score. That ain't much. It might be less. If 10 million got that score, that means 175 million got 600 scores. You see what I'm saying? So when people go, oh, I got good credit, do you? Because only 1.3% make this much. And this shit's hard as fuck. FICO scores can range anywhere from 300 to 850. The average score was 714 as of 2021. You're not likely to see many 25-year-olds with perfect credit scores. You can, though. And if you're a parent, you can get your child to a perfect credit score by 25. And I suggest you do, because our parents did us wrong if they didn't leave you with a perfect credit score at a young age. The majority of people with an 850 credit score are above the age of 57. A majority of your income comes to you in your 40s. A lot of people get upset and they talk about income equality or inequality and talk about wage differences and wage gaps. In reality, the only difference in wages is time. You are starting life in your 20s. You have to buy furniture, start your first apartment. There's a lot of deposits you have to put because you're not trustworthy. So you have to spend a lot of money to begin. Once all that foundation is built, once you got all your furniture, once you've been paying your bills for about a year or two, once you've had your job for a little while and you stack your bread, life is so much easier when all you have to do is upgrade and not start from fresh. You have to treat your kids and your family like a business. This shit's damn near like the mafia, right? What you put in, you get out. You got to help your kids. What's the point of having a bunch of loser ass kids? You don't want your kids to have a good credit score and live an easy life. I'd rather my kids have brand new cars on lease for $200 a month than driving around in pieces of shits that overheat and I'm always trying to fix it. You spend more money and more headache. Like, I'm all about my time. So I'm not going to sit there and break my brain because I don't want to get my credit right. Like, that's crazy. Or I don't want to sit there and help my kids get their credit right. I'll be goddamned. The majority of people with 850 credit score. But again, let me reiterate, age is a big, big deal when it comes to finances. The older you are, the less you want. And life gets a lot better. I tried to explain that to my cousin a couple years ago when she was 19. I was like, okay, $1,000 to you is crazy money, right? She goes, yeah. I was like, that's my phone bills, $750. $1,000 don't mean shit to somebody with a $750 phone bill. You see what I'm saying? The majority of people with 800 credit score are over the age of 57, according to Experience reports. About 70% of people with perfect credit scores are baby boomers. Those are defined by 57 to 75-year-olds. Now, let's talk about the boomers, because boomers have the largest sum of money recorded yet. They have like all the wealth. And when they die, there's going to be a lot of assholes with that money. And if you don't move that money around right, we're going to have another catastrophe on our hands. The baby boomer generation is insane. And we're going to come up across another one. Generation X, that's 41 to 56, account for about 22% of people with perfect credit scores. Meanwhile, only 4% of the group are 4% of the group with perfect credit score are Gen Z and millennials. We did it, y'all. 4% of us. 4% of us. So out of 10 of your friends, only 4 of you got good credit. Perfect credit. Is it 10 or is it 100? I think it's 100. Out of 100 friends, ouch. Hey, that's terrible. This is like 1.5 out of 10 people. There you go. There you go. Pay your fucking bills. But I'll tell you the truth. The real reason why I feel like Generation Z and Gen Xers don't understand credit is because we weren't taught it by our parents. And our parents don't even know it. Credit started in the 80s. That's why the baby boomers that are like towards the 60, 70 understand it better than those a little bit younger. But nonetheless, they didn't teach us this shit. They're scared of banks. Bro, I just told y'all a story about my family member that has $500,000 in fucking in equity. He's sitting there on money and he's not going to do nothing with it because he don't want to make payments. What the fuck are you talking about? It takes money to make money. I'd rather have a bill every month that's putting money in my pocket than sit there with a piece of shit that ain't making me no money. Opening a bunch of new credit cards won't increase your odds of achieving this perfect credit score. But people with 850 credit scores tend to have nearly 6 cards on average. So make sure you have multiple cards. It's always good to have a few. Test out the waters. Check out the ones that give you incentives. I know Dave Ramsey always said fuck the incentives, but no, we went on vacation because of those incentives and it paid for everything. Like, it's not bad. Your flyer miles, your points and shit like that. Like, that's a big deal. Labels stole those. Huh? I wonder who the fuck took my points. People with 850 credit scores tend to carry about $2,588 in credit. Credit card debt. That is, that's not bad. That means they have like 20 to 25K of credit. You see, so you got to understand they can spend $2,500 a month on their credit cards because they have about $25,000 that they can borrow from, compared to the national average of $5,000. So most people, if they're at $5,000 a month, we're up there, but I mean, it's my expenses. And that's only now because I'm learning this shit. So I'm still new to it. If most people are at 5, I'm hoping that they have access of 30 to 40, maybe even $50,000 in credit. But if they don't, as long as they're paying it, I don't see where the deal is. I don't see what the big deal is, I should say. But you should basically pay all your bills with your credit card. There's so many securities. When you swipe your credit card, it's completely backed. When you buy your phone with your credit card and your phone breaks, well, not only do you have insurance at the phone store with AT&T, T-Mobile, whoever, but your credit card will back you. That's their job. They're there to protect you. You buy a TV with a credit card. See, if I would have known, if I would have purchased my LG TV with a credit card, that they would have fixed it. Like, I just had to call Armax and they'll take care of it. I would have done that. Who wouldn't want to use something that's going to protect them? It's weird. People with high credit scores aren't maxing out their cards. You should never max out your card. I always say 30%. So if you have a $100 credit limit, spend $30. That's it. You're going to need more cards if you want to borrow more money. $10,000, you can get a couple bucks. You see what I'm saying? But if you only have a $500 credit card or $300 credit card, then you got about $45 to spend on that card. So gas money, and you pay it back. And you can spend all 3, but make sure you pay it back quickly. Don't sit there just blowing it and then letting it sit and pay that down month after month as it increases in fucking interest rates. Typically you want to stay at 30%. That's just what credit cards are. That's basically what they're talking about too. You want to sit at that 30%. Most people that have higher credit scores, which is a cheat code because they'll have bigger credit lines to draw from, they like to keep theirs a lot lower at about 7%. But again, if somebody can have if $10,000 equates to 7% of your credit line, you got a big ass credit line. You understand what I'm saying? So it's things like that you need to keep in mind. So when you make more money and better money decisions, you'll spend less on your credit card. I'm not saying spend $10,000 every month on your credit card because you're eventually going to pay your shit down. But if you have a phone bill, your power bill, your gas bill, all your bills, put them on a credit card. Buy your phone, credit card. It's a protection thing. However, the average interest rates for personal loans right now are 8.73 compared to average credit cards, which their interest is around 16.65. That's very high. I've seen 27 and 30. Like, it's insanely high. And they charge the most amount of money to people with the worst credit. And it's hard to get off your feet. I suggest you help your kids and yourself by becoming more credit literate. And we'll definitely be talking about more of that here. Like I said, Fridays I want to talk about money. I think it's a good idea to keep that out there. Gives you the weekend to go over it and maybe learn some shit. I don't know. And because we're talking about money, let's talk about these big movie deals. These big money deals these casino owners are making. A lot of casinos in Vegas sold, and then they sold the building and the land, and they rent back the building and operate at a premium. So it's like a reverse mortgage or almost like a refi on your loan. You get money in your pocket right away. You start making payments, but you're still working, so you're making money. The Win in Boston. The story's out of the street. Liquidity is the name of the game in the current economic environment, and Wynn Resorts is being proactive with its properties. You want cash right now in gold. It's just, you don't want to be tied up in, you don't want to have, like, my family relative that has the building with money. There's no point in having money stuck in the walls. That shit is dumb as shit. The Las Vegas-based casino operator announced the completion of its planned sale of the land and other real estate assets at its Encore Boston Harbor Resort. This deal was cut for $1.7 billion to Reality Income Corp. The Wynn will continue to operate Encore Boston Harbor 5-star resort, via a sale leaseback arrangement with Realty Income, the San Diego Real Estate Investment Trust. So, honestly, like in layman's terms, they sell it and then they buy it back slowly, but they put money in their pocket and then they basically pay that double, but they continue to make money. The lease is valued at $100 million annually for 30-year term. The rent at the property will escalate at a 1.75 annual rate for the first 10 years. That's where it gets sketchy. So you're going to have like a fucking 15% interest rate on $100 million. What's that going to be, like $150 million a year? So they'll pay $150 million a year. As long as they make more than $150 million a year, they got $1 billion. How much was it? 1.7 billion. They got 1.7 billion in their pocket. So they're going to need probably $1 billion to pay the 10 years off to get rid of that increase. And then after that, I'm assuming they're going to, this sells before that. These deals are really good though. Caesars did this, and I can see a lot more companies doing this. This is fucking interesting. It's very interesting. Very interesting. We're running mad late. I know. We're not even nowhere near close to being. I want to come in tomorrow because of the fucking mess that we had today. As a matter of fact, that's what I'm gonna do. Because we've been here for an hour, and I know Loner wants me to do 2 hours. But I can't. I gotta go pick up my son. We'll do the rest of it tomorrow. There won't be no problems tomorrow. And we'll have a new chair, won't we? I think that was a good show. What do you think, Loner? You still here? Did we have a good show? Well, that's it. We had a couple more stories. I'll be honest with you. We weren't completely done. Leave your son. No, check it out. So the 2 stories that we had left are stories. One is about a killer on Netflix, and the other one's about a killer here in Vegas. So I'm gonna save it for Saturday. I'll just come back Saturday. I'll do it in the morning. I'll be back. It's late. And I can't leave him because CPS will pick him up, even though he's a grown ass man. My name's Kasabian. Live in the moment. Don't live in the past. Be safe. Stay dangerous. Lavoe loves you. Bye.